Hello students, in the last video we were learning the process of oogenesis, and in that process we said that oogenesis begins during the embryonic life of the female fetus, and soon after its beginning it gets arrested and it remains in the arrested state for 13 to 14 years, and then it restarts again when the puberty is attained, and then the process continues throughout the reproductive life. Okay. So we will talk about that oogenesis in form of this chart. Okay, we have not discussed this chart in the last video, so we will discuss this chart and then we will talk about the new topic of menstrual cycle. So during the embryonic life or during the fetal life, oogonias are there in the ovary of the female fetus. Oogonias are present during the fetal life in the ovary of the female fetus. Okay. And these oogonia undergo mitosis and differentiation, and then they produce primary oocyte. These oogonia undergo mitosis and differentiation, and then they produce primary oocyte. Okay, so multiple primary oocytes are produced during the fetal life of the female fetus. Okay, and then these primary oocytes are surrounded by cortical cells. So these primary oocytes are surrounded by cortical cells, and then primary follicles are produced. And at the time of birth, the millions of primary follicles are there in the ovary of the female fetus, and then they continue to degenerate after the birth. And at the time of puberty, only 60 to 80,000 primary follicles will remain in the ovary of the female fetus. And during the embryonic life only, the primary oocyte enters into the first round of meiosis. In the fetal life only, the primary oocyte enters into the first round of meiosis, but it gets arrested in the diploting stage of the prophase 1 of the meiosis 1. Okay, the primary oocyte gets arrested in the diploting stage of the prophase 1 of the meiosis 1, and then the process stops for 13 to 14 years. The process of first round of meiosis gets paused or stopped for 13 to 14 years, and after attaining puberty, it will restart. So when the puberty is achieved, the primary oocyte will complete the first round of meiosis. And then a secondary oocyte and first polar body is produced. Okay, when the primary oocyte completes the first round of meiosis, a secondary oocyte and first polar body are produced. These are unequal cells. So this first meiotic division is unequal division. So one large cell is produced and a small cell is produced. Large cell is known as secondary oocyte and small cell is known as first polar body. Okay, and this division, the first meiotic division takes place in tertiary follicle. First meiotic division takes place in the tertiary follicle. Now what is tertiary follicle? For that we have to talk about primary follicle. We said that during puberty only 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicles are there in the ovary of the female, and those primary follicles will start to grow. Under the action of the follicle stimulating hormone. So primary follicle is converted into secondary follicle under the action of FSH. And what is structure of secondary follicle? Secondary follicle has primary oocyte in it. It has granulosa cells and it has theca cells. Okay. What is composition of primary follicle? Primary follicle was having granulosa cell and primary oocyte. But when the primary follicle is converted into secondary follicle, it has granulosa cell, theca cell and primary oocyte. And then under the action of FSH only, the secondary follicle grows into the tertiary follicle. What is composition of tertiary follicle? Tertiary follicle has antrum, which is known as fluid filled cavity. It has theca interna and theca externa, as the theca cells have divided into layers, theca externa layer and theca interna layer, and granulosa cells. So tertiary follicle has three parts. It has granulosa cell, theca interna externa, fluid filled cavity and a primary oocyte. And then this primary oocyte will complete its first round of meiosis and it will produce secondary oocyte and first polar body. And when this first meiosis is completed, the tertiary follicle is converted into Graafian follicle. When the first round of meiosis is completed, the tertiary follicle is converted into Graafian follicle. Okay, so Graafian follicle has secondary oocyte and first polar body in it. Graafian follicle has secondary oocyte and first polar body in it. And there is no mention regarding Graafian follicle in our textbook, but only one statement is given that Graafian follicle is the mature follicle. Graafian follicle is known as mature follicle, and under the action of luteinizing hormone, Graafian follicle ruptures. Graafian follicle will rupture under the action of the luteinizing hormone, and then the secondary oocyte and the first polar body are released in the abdominal cavity. Secondary oocyte and first polar body are released in abdominal cavity. When they are released, when secondary oocyte and first polar body are released, they are covered by acellular layer known as zona pellucida. When secondary oocyte and first polar body are released in abdominal cavity, they are covered by a acellular layer known as zona pellucida, and some extra cells are also there which are surrounding zona pellucida, which are known as corona radiata. They are known as corona radiata cells. Okay, so when the Graafian follicle ruptures under the action of the luteinizing hormone, the secondary oocyte and the first polar body are released in the abdominal cavity, and this process is known as ovulation. And when secondary oocyte and first polar body are released in abdominal cavity, they are covered by a acellular layer which is known as zona pellucida, and zona pellucida is covered by extra cells known as corona radiata cells. Okay, now this whole structure will be taken up by the fimbriae of the ovarian tube. Okay, fimbriae of the fallopian tube, sorry. Okay, so whole structure will be taken up by the fimbriae of the fallopian tube, and then this structure will travel towards uterus. First of all, it will pass through infundibulum, then it will pass through ampulla, and while it is passing through ampulla, they may meet with the sperm. Okay, so when they are passing through ampulla and when they are entering into the isthmus, sometimes sperms may reach there and they may fertilize the ovum. Okay, so when the sperm fertilize the ovum, they fertilize at the level of ampullary isthmic junction. They fertilize the ovum at which level? At ampullary isthmic junction. Okay, so when the sperm tries to fertilize the sperm, they try to penetrate the zona pellucida. First of all, they have to penetrate corona radiata cell. Then they have to penetrate the zona pellucida layer. When the sperm penetrates zona pellucida layer, the second meiotic division will take place. Okay, second meiotic division occurs when sperm penetrates the zona pellucida when they meet at ampullary isthmic junction. When sperm and ovum meet at ampullary isthmic junction, the sperm will penetrate the zona pellucida layer, and when the sperm penetrates the zona pellucida layer, the second meiotic division will occur. Okay, and when second meiotic division occurs, again two unequal cells are produced. The small cell is known as second polar body. And the large cell is known as ovum. Okay, this meiotic division, second meiotic division, will occur only if the sperm fertilizes the ovum. Okay, second meiotic division will occur only if the sperm fertilizes the ovum. Okay, if sperm do not fertilize the ovum, then second meiotic division will not take place. And when second meiotic division will not take place, the secondary oocyte will come out through uterus and through vagina along with the menstrual flow. Okay, if the second meiotic division does not occur, if the fertilization does not occur, then second meiotic division will not take place. And if second meiotic division does not occur, the secondary oocyte will come out along with the menstrual flow through uterus and through vagina. Okay, so this is all about oogenesis. This is all about the process of oogenesis. We have completed the process of oogenesis, and now we will talk about the next topic, that is menstrual cycle. We will learn about the menstrual cycle. So for that I have to rub this and I will draw a new chart and I will pause the video for a while. So students, we have completed the topic of oogenesis, and now we are going to talk about menstrual cycle. Okay, what is menstrual cycle? Menstrual cycle is series of cyclical changes. Menstrual cycle is series of cyclical changes that occur in the accessory ducts of the primate female. Okay, the series of cyclical changes that occur in the accessory ducts of the reproductive system of the female primate. Okay, you all know about the accessory ducts of the reproductive system of the female. Which are the accessory ducts? Ovarian, fallopian tube, uterus, cervix, vagina. These are known as accessory ducts. Okay, so the cyclical changes that occur in the accessory ducts as well as ovaries. Okay, we have to talk about ovaries also. Cyclical changes that occur in the accessory ducts and ovaries of the female primate. What is primate? We will talk about that later. So cyclical change, series of the cyclical changes that occur in the accessory ducts and the ovaries of the female primate are known as menstrual cycle. Okay, now what is a primate animal? Okay, so we all know about mammals. We have learned about them in chapter 4, standard 11. Okay, class mammals. So mammals are of two types, placental mammal and marsupial mammal. Okay, animals which are having pouch are known as marsupial mammals. Okay, and some animals have placenta during their gestational period. Okay, so during the gestational period they develop placenta, so they are known as placental mammal. Okay, some mammals are placental mammal, some mammals are known as marsupial mammal. So placental mammals are of two types, placental mammal and marsupial mammal. Again, placental mammals are of two types, primate and non-primate. Okay, primate mammals and non-primate placental mammals. So which are primate placental mammals? Ape, monkey and humans. Ape, monkey and humans are placental primate mammals. Placental primate mammals are ape, monkey and humans. And non-primate placental mammals are goat, deer, cow and tiger. Goat, deer, cow and tiger. Okay, so we are talking about these. Okay, ape, monkey and humans. We are talking about primate mammals. Okay, so in the accessory ducts and ovary of the female of the primate, there will be some types of cyclical changes. There will be some types of series of cyclical changes in the ovary as well as accessory ducts of the primate female. And these cyclical changes, this series of cyclical changes are known as menstrual cycle. This series of cyclical changes are known as menstrual cycle. Normally, the length of the menstrual cycle is 28 to 29 days. Length of the menstrual cycle is 28 to 29 days. And when this female attain puberty, they perceive the menstrual cycle for the first time. They attain the menstrual cycle for the first time. And when they pass through the menstrual cycle for the first time, that is known as menarche. So appearance of first menstruation is known as menarche. And cessation of menstruation is known as menopause. However, the menstruation also stops during the pregnancy. So what we have said? We have said that appearance of first menstruation is known as menarche. Cessation of menstruation is known as menopause. However, the menstruation may also cease during the pregnancy. So we are going to talk about this menstrual cycle in detail. And here the length